Good afternoon and welcome to Griffin Park for Under 21 Professional Development League 2 South. It's Brentford against Nottingham Forest. My name's Mark Burridge. I'm joined this afternoon by none other than Ciaran Brett, who knows everything about the development squad. Good afternoon, Ciaran.
Afternoon, Mark. Afternoon, everybody.
I hope we're coming over loud and clear. It's a breezy day here, dull and overcast in West London, but not likely to get any rain. That's the good news. Right, let's give you the team news here first of all. Of course, a lot of people might be watching this afternoon for one man, and one man only, Lewis McLeod, who makes his first appearance in a Brentford shirt this afternoon. He will start, and this is how Brentford will line up in a 4-1-4-1 formation we're expecting. Mark Smith in goal, Tom Field left back, Josh Clark is a right back, Grady Melange and Rafael Calvert in the centre, Jack Warburton just ahead of them. On the right of midfield, Josh Laurent. On the left is Courtney Senior, Jermaine Udamaga and Lewis McLeod in the centre, and Bradley Clayton up front. For Nottingham Forest, who've won 70% of their games this season, they're highly rated in the top of the league. Dimitar Evtimov in goal, Ilias Polymas is the right back. On the left back is Jack Kelly, Roger Riera Canadell and Joe Worrell are the centre backs. Oliver Burke on the right of midfield. James Thorne on the left. In the centre is Jorge Grant. On the left of him is Matt Cash. On the right of him is Jack Blake. And up front is Jerry McDonough. Their manager is Jimmy Gilligan, who was of Irish descent, but born in Hammersmith, had 99 games for Cardiff. A few of you older fans like myself will certainly remember him. So, what are we expecting this afternoon then, Ciaran?
Well, I suppose the headline news is obviously Lewis McLeod making his Brentford debut, probably kicking a ball in the red and white of Brentford for the first time. But it's under 18s, under 21s results have really picked up in the last few weeks. I mean, people like that. You got Jermaine Udamaga was on the bench down at Charlton. You got a few people in this team who are knocking on Mark Warburton's door, so to speak, and really looking to force themselves into the Championship reckoning before the end of the season. And
as you would expect, Mark Warburton is here and watching this afternoon. Kevin O'Connor was out on the pitch with the under-21, taking more of an increasing role with them, with Lee Carsey, and we've got David Weir there as well. And see a few of the directors have made it here this afternoon.
David Pleat is down as well.
David Pleat down here as well. Quite a decent crowd down there in front of us. I guess these international breaks, if you've not necessarily got anything to do and you want to get out to going around the shops or doing the DIY, then this is a great place to come, because the games are done with you here. I mean, the last one in particular, Friday night, what a cracker. 6 goals in the second half of the game against Swansea. And of course, we've lost one of our goalkeepers, Richard Lee, off to Fulham. Didn't even text or ring to ask if it was all right to get out of B's player duties against Nottingham Forest. Left me high and dry.
That's inconsiderate.
Inconsiderate
of you there.
That's terrible. We're just waiting for the teams to come out here. It is a windy afternoon. There's a little game next Friday, isn't there, going on for Brentford, I understand, down on the road, Fulham or something like that?
I think I've heard something about that.
How's the ticket sales going?
We passed the 6,000 mark, so 6,000 Brentford fans down at Fulham. There's still a few hundred remaining, which they are classed as restricted tickets, but they are £2 cheaper. So from what we've been told is they're not that restricted, but they're just slightly restricted view. But I say, looking at well over 6,000 plus Fulham, Brentford fans down at Fulham next Friday afternoon.
Okay, well let's just run over those two teams again as the officials come out here. Brentford will line up in goal, Mark Smith. Right back Josh Clark, left back Tom Field, Grady Melange and Rafael Calvert are the centre backs. Jack Warburton just ahead of them in a 4-1-4-1. Josh Laurent on the right of midfield, Courtney Senior on the left, Jermaine Udamaga and Lewis McLeod in the centre. Bradley Clayton is up front. On the bench for Brentford this afternoon, Aaron Green, Zane Westbrook, Herson Rodriguez Alves, James Ferry and Josh Bohu. For Nottingham Forest, in goal, Dimitar Evtimov. The right back is Ilias Polymas. Jack Kelly is the left back. Roger Riera Canadell and Joe Worrell are the centre backs. Across the midfield from the right, Oliver Burke, Jack Blake, Jorge Grant, Matt Cash, James Thorne, and up front, Jerry McDonough. Their manager is Jimmy Gilligan, and I can hear the dulcet tones of Sean Ridley in the background
There's many ways to describe him. Dulcet might not be the one, but
slightly higher pitch than what we used to hear with Peter Gillam, of course.
As long as he gives us a come on you Brentford just before kick-off, we won't hold him to that.
I don't think Busby's here for the high five, though.
No.
But a good little crowd here, obviously all down in the paddock, but plenty have come here this afternoon to see the teams, and I'm sure you'll be entertained by the football out there today. When I was last here, very impressed by Udamunga, Courtney Senior and Josh Laurent.
I'd say Jermaine's top goal scorer for the under-21s this year really hit a purple patch recently. I think it's about 7 or 8 in his last 8 or 9 games. Just sort of plays in that hole behind the lone strikers. There will be Bradley Clayton. Josh Laurent was a January signing from QPR. Felt that he was never going to, under the regime at the time that was there with Harry, felt he was never going to get a chance there, so decided to come here and it's fair to say a slowish start, but every week he's getting better and better and better. And Courtney Senior, just pace to burn, is always a dangerous threat, especially out wide. Well,
all eyes will be on Lewis McLeod. His first run out in a Brentford shirt, got signed around Christmas time, but it's taken a long time for him to get going. Freak accident. The damage to his hamstring by catching a divot at the training ground. Yeah,
overextended his hamstring as his foot went into a divot.
Like you do.
Being injured must be the most frustrating thing in the world. Getting injured twice and never kicking a ball for your club in 3.5 months must be you can't imagine. I mean, he did an interview with B's player during the week where he said he basically couldn't put into words how frustrated the last 3 months were. And you can tell looking at him around the training ground that now he's back out training, he's just so much happier. He just really wants to be involved. And with 7 league games of the season to go, he could be one hell of an impact player to come back.
Well, coming from your unnatural surroundings to a new area as well, and then you're not being able to train, and that must have been very difficult.
I think not being able to play as well. You're not part of. You're obviously part of the group, but you're not part of the banter in the dressing room all the time. You kind of just feel slightly on the outside. But I say he's out there now, and hopefully he'll get through today with no further problems.
Well, we're set to go. Nottingham Forest going to be kicking towards the Ealing Road. And what do you know about Nottingham Forest?
Not a huge amount, but they both their under-21s and their under-18s are top of the league, which would surprise me, as I felt that when our under-18s played Forest early on in the season, they were one of the poorest sides I've seen this year. But they, if they're anything like their under-18s, they'll be direct. If you look at the number 9 they've got up front already, he looks like a target man just in the early stages.
A little bit of a contrast with little Bradley Clayton. Yeah.
But no, I say if they play in the same style as their under-18s, I'd imagine they'll be direct, they'll be physical, look to get in down the sides and play in off McDonough up front.
Well, it looks like Brentford are starting with Bradley Clayton out on the right-hand side, and up front will be Udamunga today.
I think the joy that Lee Carsey's got with the front three of Courtney Senior, Jermaine and Bradley Clayton is they can all play everywhere across that three. You'll find Courtney Senior will drift into the middle and Jermaine will end up on the left, Bradley over on the right. They really will chop and change as the half goes on. Well,
there's early chance here for Nottingham Forest, but just a little bit of a heavy touch there by Matt Cash. Showed a bit much to it for Mark Smith. Very highly rated keeper, Mark Smith.
So he's been getting rave reviews during his spell down at Hampton and Richmond. I think he was their player of the month for January and for February.
Very good. Here's Calvert coming forward. Warburton in the centre. A bit of space out here on the left-hand side for Kelly. Good ball to him. Holds up in the wind. Warburton again. Nice touch there for McLeod. 2 men over here on the left-hand side. This is promising for Brentford. Good run into the box. Cross comes in. This should be the first goal of the game. Well, good save there, right on the line. It should have been 1-0 there, Clayton. But a great save on the line for Nottingham Forest. He only had to pick his spot there, Ciaran.
I know. And again, you see the pace of Courtney Senior. No room to work with there, but just got away from his man in the space of 5 or 6 yards, and Bradley Clayton's been in great form for the youth team. It's 14 goals in 18 games this season, so you'd expected him to have hit the back of the net from there, but it was brave defending on the line, I think, by Kelly to block it.
Josh Laurent with a shot. Oh, it's a great one as well, but the keeper heft him off, made it look rather easy. He's got that confident, arrogant stride round the pitch, Josh Laurent.
He does. He struts. He looks like he owns the midfield when he walks when he strolls around it.
First corner of the game for Nottingham Forest. 2 minutes gone, and Brentford should be a goal ahead if you're just deciding to join us. Clayton's shot cleared off the line.
You can see already in those early stages how willing people like Lewis McLeod and Josh Laurent are to break into the final third, 4 or 5 men up in that last Brentford attack.
In comes the corner. Brentford, like the first team, leaving men up at the corner, unlike the over Rossler days for the first team. And Brentford coming forward. That's a poor pass there by Courtney Senior. Caught in two minds whether to go for goal or find Udamunga on this left-hand side. So it looks like Nottingham Forest still playing the Stuart Pearce way, a little bit direct.
A little bit, yeah. Be interesting to see how Raphael and Grady stand up to the physical test tonight, because this afternoon, because I know McDonough does look like a very almost a throwback number 9.
Here in the centre is that man who struts his stuff, Josh Laurent, and here's Calvert. Ball over the top for Brentford, go long this time. A little bit too heavy for Udamunga, but thumbs up from the far side. It's a little bit windy out there, Ciaran. It's going to be quite difficult to get too much purchase on it. The wind seems to be swirling.
It was very odd at the training ground this morning for the under-18s game. The wind was coming completely across the pitch, not up and down it. So you were seeing goal kicks that started on the line of the edge of the centre circle and ended up going out on the full for throw-ins. But it was incredibly windy this morning. I think that generally at Griffin Park the pitch sort of blows down towards the Ealing Road terrace end.
That's a good pass there out to the far side. This could be dangerous for Forest. The shot comes in, a good one. Well saved there by Mark Smith. Good shot from James Thorne. Both teams showing they're prepared to have a go early on. Here's Lynch, lovely ball up to... Oh, that's a little bit too heavy there.
It's a lovely turn to get away from his man to start with.
Turn. He's eye-catching. When you see him, he is eye-catching.
It does look in the early stages if Brentford are going for sort of a 4-1-4-1. You can see Jack Warburton's generally sitting the deepest of the midfielders, with Lewis just in front and Josh sort of having a slightly freer role to get up and down when he wants.
Oh, he's not sure he's going through. This could be the first, and it is. Oliver Burke with it. Notts Forest taking the early lead on 5 minutes. Difficult to believe just 5 minutes have gone, Ciaran. I've seen plenty of chances in the early stages, but he got away from the defenders. Mark Smith came out, couldn't quite close down the angles, and he finished well.
It'll be very frustrating for Lee and the coaching staff there. Again, similar to the first team, one long ball over the top and suddenly Forest are in behind.
Yeah. Wasn't entirely dissimilar to the Millwall's first goal last week. Nice little spin by Udamunga once again, but it's dispossessed. Good strength in the midfield here from Forest. Play it out to Oliver Burke. Ball into the box. That should be high and easy for Smith, and it is.
You can get a sense of the wind. You can
hear
the wind rustling through the microphones here.
Oh. Clark getting himself in trouble, but Clark getting himself out of trouble as well, equally impressively. And a good ball down the centre. Is he onside? Oh, late flag there on Udamunga.
He went about a millisecond too early.
Yeah.
You could just see him breaking the line, expecting the ball, and Clark took one more touch before playing it through. It
was good to see Sam Saunders at the golf day earlier this week, which was a big success. And I know he was keen on beating Alan McCormack, which I think he did on Stableford points. That was the main thing for him. Of course, he's looking forward to playing against his old team Dagenham today for Wycombe Wanderers. Be interested to see how they get on there. Ball back with Evtimov.
Obviously with Sam, Nico and Alfie there, and I think their game last Saturday started with 7 former Brentford players in the starting lineup.
Well, the game, there's a foul in the midfield there. The game against Luton in the week, which was very entertaining, 5 first half goals. It was it was like an XB show out there.
But for a side that stayed up on the last day of last season, Gareth Aylesworth's done a great job down at Wycombe to turn them around. I know Alfie Mawson, who's a member of this development squad, but he's been out on loan at Wycombe all season, getting rave reviews.
He scored a fantastic goal.
3 and 4 for Alfie.
Here's Polymos, finds Blake in the centre. Nice little dummy. Here's Burke. Good tackling there, but they're a little bit quicker to the ball. They're struggling to get it away. Comes out for a throw for Forest. Doesn't seem like we've had 8 minutes. Seems like it's been a lot longer, Ciaran.
Yeah, and you say Brentford probably dominated the first 5, but since Forest have got themselves in front, they've really taken control of the game.
And then coming forward. Good run over the halfway line. Looks for the run. He's onside this time. No doubts about that. Odumanga keeps the ball in play. Sort of turned by Bradley Clayton. Up comes Josh Clark, the speedster. Nice ball back by Clayton. Here's Warburton. Short give and go. Ball to chip to the far post. Well, it was a bit in between there from...
The right idea, but the ball was a bit flat. It needed to just be lofted a touch more.
Yeah, it was... I'm not sure whether he was actually going for goal himself or it was a cross shot, really. Caught in 2 minds, perhaps.
But the way that Brentford's front 3 will interchange, at some stage Courtney Senior will end up on the right, and Courtney Senior and Josh Clark is probably the quickest right-sided combination you'll see at any level of football almost.
Forest quicker to the ball this time, and once again there's space on the far side for Thorne. Thorne into the box. Good work there by Josh Clark. Just does enough to allow Mark Smith to come out and get it at the second attempt. Like David Button, always looking to get the ball going straight away. Brentford playing the same way at every level. That's the thing you like to see, isn't it? When you're playing good football at the top level, to see it going right down to the youngsters at every level.
But something that's very much impressed upon the players is that they are building towards being first team players, and so they need to be comfortable playing how the first team would play.
Good run by Field, and Clayton just tried to play it back to Lewis McLeod.
You see someone like James Tarkowski bring the ball out of defence in the first team. You look at Raphael and Grady are taught that that's something they'll have to do. They have to do themselves. It's something they have to bring through.
That's surely offside there. Well, Notts Forest player was looking at the linesman. The linesman's just waiting. Say, go on then, Audrey Grant, go for the ball. And as soon as I do, you'll be offside. He was definitely 2 or 3 yards off there. Nothing given in the end. Now it's a good run by Clark down that right-hand side. Still going Clark. Good ball into the box, but all the way back to the keeper, unfortunately. Heft him off. Notts Forest now looking comfortable.
They are. They survived the opening 5 minutes, I say, when Bradley Clayton probably should have put Brentford ahead, but since then they've more than dominated their fair share of the ball, and they do look like a side that's used to winning games of football at the moment.
And they are. They've won 14 out of their 20. And Calvert should have dealt with that better. It doesn't just about make its way back to Mark Smith. Here's Clark on the ball. Lynch coming forward. A little bit pacey with that ball. Fired up to Josh Lauren.
See that high press, that high first team press already in action. Got
Yeah.
four players really forcing themselves on the Forest back four there.
Good ball out again here to Oliver Burke. He's beaten to it. And good play there down the left side by Tom Field. Gets it towards the halfway line. Difficult ball over the top by Jack Blake. Put into the danger area. Nice challenge by Lauren, gets Brentford back in possession. Well, winning is a good habit, and Notts Forest, you can see why they've got that one at the moment, Ciaran.
They're they're a side that will win games of football. I think they look like a...
Oh, well, that was rather strange there, because the number 6 for Nottingham Forest, Joe Worrell, just ran in the way of Udamunga. Udamunga carried on.
He's tried to block him off, as defenders do, but he's done it incredibly unsubtly.
Yes, there was nothing subtle about it as well, and they've just clashed again there. Here is McLeod showing his quality on the ball. That wasn't the best pass to him. Gets it back from Warburton. Warburton was sold a bad one there by McLeod. He was struggling to pick him out in the pictures. It's the one with the turquoise boots on. Lewis McLeod expected to play 45 minutes today.
That's what he believes, yes.
And then a game behind closed doors in the week.
Yep, and if he comes through that well, then obviously he'll be in contention for the Fulham game. Obviously it'll be up to the manager and the medical staff to see whether he's A, available to play, or B, what part he'll be able to play in it.
The ball out on the left-hand side. It's a little bit too strong. But welcome to Nottingham Forest fans who may be watching us here today. Been impressed by the start from their team.
I say Nottingham Forest side definitely looks like a side that's got the hallmarks, one that will win games of football.
Here is Clark on the ball again. And Clark, who played up at Derby, remember in that Carling Cup game last year for Brentford.
He was a substitute away at Colchester as well at the end of the season.
That was the after the Lord Mayor's show performance, that one, unfortunately. Ball over the right-hand side. Jack Kelly just clears that into the new road, so Brentford will have a throw in a promising position. Everyone back apart from McDonough, defending for Nottingham Forest. There is Warburton. Has to go all the way back to Mark Smith.
You can see he was desperate for Josh Clark to come up and give him an option there.
Yeah, I was just saying afterwards, I need you to come closer to me. And here's Clayton now. Be onside here if they play the right ball quickly. They just stepped up there, Nottingham Forest, and Brentford, if they played that right, could have been in. But as it is, it's Forest coming through here. They can double their lead. That's a good challenge there, edge of the box, and it had to be won by Calvert.
If he gets that wrong, he's in a lot of trouble there, Raphael.
As it is, he's onside here. Takes one look at the linesman. Oh, well put over the bar there by Joe Worrell. That could have been quite easy to put in the back of his net.
It's one of those he's done very well not to put in the back of his net. Again, that was good play looking by Udamunga, looking to play on the back of the Nottingham Forest back line, and when he gets that space in front of him, just knock the ball and use his pace and get in there. You can see Courtney Senior tearing in to try and get himself in at the back post.
Well, they play quite a high line at the back at times, and you saw just before that, in the passage of play before, Brentford nearly broke through. And Brentford with a corner on the far side. Well dealt with by the keeper, Evtimov. A bit of space here once again for Courtney Senior. Good skills by Senior down to the byline, but he's shown a little bit too much.
But But that sort of one-on-one against the fullbacks is exactly what the positions that Courtney wants to get himself into.
He's in a good position there, really didn't capitalise on it. Brentford win another throw, but have to be patient here with their build-up. They take another quick throw down the line to Josh Lauren. Oh, great skills into the box. Here's an opportunity. Oh, he tried to cut it back there, Field. And then going for the far corner was Courtney Senior. That's high, wide and over the bar, but great skills by Josh Lauren once again.
Made it look incredibly easy there. Just sold two defenders completely down the river with that, and then Tom will be disappointed getting into a position like that, and he couldn't get either of his crosses really in.
That's better from Brentford. 18 minutes gone. Brentford 0, Nottingham Forest 1. Of course, big game down here, Easter, against their first team, which are doing very well under Dougie Freeman.
Hopefully we'll be looking at the same result as the game up at the City Ground early in the season.
I think they're a slightly different team now.
Yeah.
But it was it was the complete performance for me there. Arguably could have been 5 up at half time. I'm sure Nottingham Forest fans will say it's no exaggeration, and yeah, just saw out the game relatively easily. Very good performance. I
think the first 50 minutes at the City Ground was probably about the best completed 50 minutes we might have put in for the season.
Yeah, I think we had an excellent 20 minutes at Cardiff, but I think if you're talking about a prolonged period, I totally agree with you, Ciaran. It was magical to go to a club like Forest, who'd started the season so well, but it looks like they're going to finish the season so well, but what's gone on in the middle, it's been really disappointing for them. Apart from that win at Derby, of course, just before Stuart Pearce got the sack. It's been a hard time for them. Calvert clears that. Didn't try to do anything fancy there, just straight to the crowd. There's quite a few scouts down there watching both teams.
Yeah, it's obviously you got the you look at the lower league sides, your League Two, your conference sides. They're potentially looking at. I mean, I'm not sure about the Forest side, but there might be a few of these boys out of contract in the summer.
Well, there's a bit of WWF there by Jack Blake. He's trying to get away with it by tying his shoelaces up. The referee's going to stop play a second.
Again, lovely play by Josh, just to turn inside him. And it's one of those that he's tried to give away the foul, but it's ended up looking like a very obvious foul.
You are not getting past me. There's Melange coming forward. He's going to try a diagonal pass over this left-hand side. Well, not sure if he knew it was for him out on this left-hand side. Courtney Senior.
It's interesting with Courtney that he's a youth team player. He's still available to play for the youth team to the end of the season, but he's very much been pushed up to the under 21s for the last month or two. He's hardly played any games for the under 18s. They're really pushing him above his level to get him used to under 21s football.
Been impressed with young Tom Field on this left-hand side. Works hard.
So he's another one of the youth team playing up today. So is Bradley Clayton out on wide and left, and Grady Melange at centre back. So you've got four members of the youth team out here today. And I think I'm right in saying that apart from Aaron, the entire bench is youth team as well.
Josh Clark trying to get round James Thorne there, but Thorne was too quick for him. Don't say that very often. Grady Melange, good ball into the box. Will he get the return ball? Oh, nice chip just over the bar there. Once again, it's that man Josh Laurent with it. Audacious little chip, went for the far corner. I thought he was going to play the ball back to Grady Melange, who did well getting forward.
Melange's run just took the defender a yard away from Josh to give him that space. It's one of those as a keeper. You see it start its flight and you're really hoping it's dropping over the bar.
22 minutes gone. Brentford 0, Nottingham Forest 1. If you're just joining us. And Lewis McLeod's had a quiet start, I think it's fair to say, Ciaran.
He has. I think after the amount of time he's spent out, I think he's just sort of feeling his way into the game.
I mean, you can say there's one or two tackles he's not trying to dive in early on, and you can totally understand that. With all the hype here, I would imagine people are expecting to tune in now, and he's got his hat-trick already. Yeah. But it's not going to be like that. Well, the referee tried to play advantage there, but none was forthcoming.
I think for Lewis, this game today and the game on Tuesday is just about minutes.
Yes, yeah. It's fitness, but he's going to have to play very well to put him in contention for games because remember, pretty well everybody's back now and fit, and he's got to come in and be better than that's on the bench already. Yeah. And
I mean, you look at the central midfield options. You're looking at obviously Dougie, Toumani, you've got Alan Judge in there, Alex Pritchard. Lewis has got to be better
to the far post, and that just into the side netting. Bradley Clayton, who should have scored in the second minute, went close there. Sorry, Ciaran.
I was going to say, you're obviously looking in that midfield at Jonathan Douglas, Toumani, you look at Alex Pritchard, Alan Judge are all comfortable playing in there, and Lewis has got to come in and not only prove he's as good as them, but better than them to get their space.
That's the thing. And he might just be one for next season. Might be a little bit too soon for him in the run. In 7 games left, possibly a few more if we get to the playoffs. Yes.
I mean, you think he would definitely, as long as he stays injury-free, he will feature in those games to come. Because I say there's still a couple of Saturdays, and you'd imagine that you'd be thinking that maybe one player picks up a suspension here, maybe out a knock for a week here and there. But I say he's really got to come in now and really seize his chance, because I say Mark's been very open about saying that he's got a lot of faith in the boys who've got him this far, and Lewis has really got to come in and prove he's willing, he's worth being picked ahead of one of those boys who've played so far.
There's Warburton dispossessed, and here's Matt Cash. Now he in turn is dispossessed. Warburton wins it back. Oh, good play once again by Tom Field, who cuts inside, finds McLeod. McLeod stretching for it. In comes Clayton off the wing, plays the ball down the centre. No nonsense defending once again there by Big Joe Worrell at the back.
I think Brentford are really getting back into this game now. That little spell just around the Forest goal where Forest looked like they were going to take it away from them, but you look at they're starting to get the ball into the feet of Bradley Clayton, of Josh, and of Jermaine. They're really starting to pull the Nottingham Forest defenders around, which is exactly what they want them to be doing.
Good play out on the far side by Laurent again. Finds Josh Clark. Clark's got Warburton there to help him if he wants to find him. Wins the throw-in instead. Here is Warburton on the field. Nice ball inside. Grady Melange. Oh, a good snapshot comes in there. A cross goal from Udamanga. Wasn't far away. Didn't allow the goalkeeper to set. He was hitting it through a crowd there. I don't think the goalkeeper saw it until late. It was only a couple of yards wide.
I know for that left-footed striking, something that Jermaine's been working on a lot in training. Scored a very good goal in the 7-2 win over Barnsley with his left foot a couple of weeks ago, and it's that little area outside the box is where he really wants to be, because he's got a good shot on him from distance, and that little pocket of space there. If he gets half a yard, you'd back him 8 or 9 times out of 10 to at least hit the target.
26 minutes gone. Still 1-0 to Nottingham Forest. Goal coming in the 5th minute. That's a good defending by Melange back there. He's been impressive from what I've seen in the first 20 odd minutes of this game.
He was one who was thrown into the youth team as sort of a 15, 16-year-old 2 or 3 years ago. He's played a lot of youth team football. He's really come through that, and he's now looking the part in the under 21s. But he came back at pre-season, and it looked like someone had just inflated him. He's always been a big, well-built guy, but he came back in pre-season. he looked like he'd spent the entire pre-season in the gym.
Here's Calvert finding that man, Grady Milenge. Yeah, it looks like he could turn into a battering ram of a centre half. Real old school type.
It'll be a good test for him today, obviously, because as I say, we've been slightly younger, even though he's got the size. That McDonough up front for Nottingham Forest is a big. He looks like a battering ram of a striker, and it'll be a good test for Grady to stand up to that day, and it'll be a good test for Rafa as well, who's your more ball playing central defender.
Apart from that occasion there where he gave the ball away, here's Burke on the far side, plays it into the centre. Good defending by Mark Smith, off his line quickly, gets that from the feet of the incoming striker Jerry McDonough. He's offside there, can't go for that one.
It looked just as Mark Smith went in for that, as if McDonough he wasn't quick in getting his foot out of the way of where Mark Smith's head was about to be. I'm not sure he would have been too fussed if he just left a little mark on Mark there.
Long clearance downfield that time from Evtimov. Straight through to Mark Smith, who rolls it out to Milenge. The wind's still very strong out there.
You get a sense with that clearance from Evtimov, that really did carry on the wind. So you'd say that Forest are playing with the wind in this first half.
Well, he's definitely being pulled there on the far side was Josh Laurent. Nothing given by the officials, just a throw instead, which Clark will look to take. Oh, lovely skills once again. That time by Josh Laurent, didn't quite come off for him.
Again, you can see the confidence he's playing with in that midfield, and the confidence he's got with the ball at his feet.
Yeah, if he carries on like this, he could be quite something for the first team in the not too distant future. Brentford do win. No, well, the referee's got that wrong. We've got a perfect view that he's got that very wrong.
Defender there. I think Burke's jogging away with the look of a man who knows he's got away with one there.
The cat that's got the cream. Oh, good strong challenge by Calvert. Yeah, it took a deflection and it came last back off him. Referee blindsided by it. Well, these international weekends, Ciaran, something that you and the media team must be enjoying to an extent, but you're still having to come in and work.
Yeah, I know. It doesn't matter where it is, there's always a football match to watch somewhere.
Oh, good work there once again at the back by Tom Field. It's a really good first half an hour here. Ball chipped forward there by McLeod. McDonough plays the ball forward. A nice break here from Grant. Grant plays it out to Thorne. Thorne on the wing, back inside to Blake. Thorne once again. Thorne being closed down by Josh Clark, who goes with him. They're playing it nicely across the back here, Notts Forest. Oh, and a good header there once again by Tom Field. Finds his man too, Courtney Senior. You can see he revels in taking on players one-on-one.
It's all he really wants to be doing.
Well, Calvert fortunate there. His misplaced passes at least one a throw-in for his team.
But Courtney was a couple of years ago when the under-16s won the Milk Cup. Courtney was the player of the season, player of the tournament. Sorry, at the Milk Cup in Northern Ireland a couple of years ago. And he's one of those players who, when he's on form, he's unstoppable.
Not too many options for Tom Field. Mark Smith did well as well, reading that one. Oh, nice ball play forward. Good work by Demanga. Good strength. Killed it nicely the first time. Crowd appreciated that.
That really was fizzed in at an awkward height for him to try and take down. Again, it was good work from him off the ball, because even after it looked like the Forest defender was favourite to pick up the second ball, he was still harrying, still forced to throw in here. And that little spell of play earlier, he was really running. He was the one who was really chasing down the Forest back line, forcing them to into the passes.
Good strength by McDonough, but even better strength by Grady Milenge. Does well, finds Warburton, who makes himself available. Nice little drop of the shoulder by Clark. Cuts back inside, looking for the run of Clayton on the far side. Warburton again, mopping everything up just ahead of the back four. He sits and Notts Forest win it back well. Warburton against Grant on the far side. Grant still with it, tiptoeing down the wing. And together with Josh Clark, they managed to win the ball back, and it's fired over to this near side. Now here's Courtney Senior. Ideal position for him, taking on the fullback here. Polymos into the box, plays the ball inside, and I don't think Udamaga was ready for that one.
You feel if Courtney could just sharpen up that final product, you'd have.
Here he goes,
very
into the
dangerous.
box, plays it across, and well, it was into that famous cliche, the corridor of uncertainty, but no one attacking it for Brentford, and Notts Forest just about deal with it and get it away. Here's McDonough against Calvert. He's got two players on him, one of them being McLeod. I'm not sure if either he or Calvert has caused the infringement there, but the referee said that's Notts Forest pass. So 33 minutes gone, Brentford 0, Notts Forest 1. Your thoughts on the game, Kim?
I think the Nottingham Forest enjoyed a good little spell just after they took the lead. But it's probably fair to say Brentford have shaded the rest of the first half. But just starting to push Forest back, but with the strength and size of McDonough up front, obviously Forest have got an outlet, a definite outlet. Should they have to sort of clear their lines, it's just, I think that from a Brentford point of view, they're just really looking to get Courtney Senior and Bradley Clayton and Jermaine with the ball to their feet, running at defenders. That's what they really want to get happening for the rest of the first half. Because if they can do that, then they've got enough about them to really cause the Forest defenders problems.
What a ball out to Clayton on the far side, cuts in left foot. Oh, that could have been a sensational goal. Not far past the left-hand post, and the crowd appreciated that one.
It was a trademark fast counter-attack from Brentford. Good ball out to Bradley Clayton, killed it first touch and cuts inside onto that left foot. And I think that the keeper always knew it was probably going wide, but he was still not 100% certain it was missing that far post.
Good play initially once again by Tom Field. Impressive.
I say he's another one who started life in the under-16s as a winger, and then as Brentford as a team's become more attacking, he's naturally dropped into a left back, but he's never lost that desire to go forward. Very much similar to Josh Clark on the right back. He's another one who started life much higher up the pitch, but as a club, as the club's grown and really encouraged fullbacks to get forward, that both of them have sort of dropped deeper, but still retained that desire to go forward.
There he is on the ball again. There's not much of him, but he's strong. You take him in a 50-50 challenge. And Brentford have won it back there. Ball on the ground, tangled up in the feet. But referee will be going for a drop ball there in the second. He's allowed to come back into play. Burke plays it down the centre. Malench gets a call for Mark Smith. Still 1-0 Forest. 35 minutes gone. Lots for Ciaran to write down. Report coming up later, no doubt. It's never ending, this work for the media team.
It isn't.
Game this morning for you.
Yeah, it's for under-18s game this morning. Finished 2-2 with 7 yellow cards and 2 reds.
Very unlike.
Very unlike an under-18s game of football.
Game. Good turn by McDonough, but Malen's just too strong from here. Here's Warburton. Not the best pass that time, just out of play.
Looks like Nottingham Forest are really trying to push Grant on to get as close to McDonough as possible, because every now and again he gets very isolated when he's up there on his own, and even if he's winning the first balls, you saw even though he got the free kick down there, he had Rafael Calvé closing him down.
He could be in trouble here. This is going to be the second. Quite an easy one. Mistake there by Smith, overplaying at the back, and in comes Grant, and it's 2-0 Nottingham Forest.
That's something that's going to frustrate the life, I think, out of Lee Carsey and the squad there, because just as they were really starting to get on top of the game, and they've given away a soft goal there.
Very soft, yeah. Brentford have had the better of the game. Forest scored on 5 minutes, got their first, They dominated the next 10, but Brentford have mainly been on top since then without getting on the score sheet themselves. So, Brentford 0, Nottingham Forest 2, 37 minutes gone. Here's McLeod, who's had a very quiet first half, just playing his way into it. You'd wonder what it does to him psychologically, having spent time out. You won't be rushing into tackles at this stage, will you?
Especially with a muscle injury. If you aggravate it again, there's always the first couple of games you play. There's always that fear.
Oh, that's a penalty. That is a penalty. Tripped up in the box, and a great run down that right-hand side once again by Burke. And it was a daft penalty to give away. I think he's hurt as well. No doubts.
It was a definite penalty. I think Courtney's just run across the back of him, clipped his ankles, and he's gone over. There's no doubt about the penalty. But again, another good run, good direct run from Burke.
Yeah, the referee just having a word with Courtney Senior, and this looks like it's going to be possibly 3-0 before half-time. Oh, it nearly got to it. Blake with the goal. Mark Smith went the right way, wasn't too far away from it. So 2 goals in 2 minutes.
And you'd say for all Brentford's attacking, Everton probably made one save. Nottingham Forest have had three attacks and scored 3 goals. And I say that comes down to us. We mentioned earlier on in the commentary, they look like a side who know how to win, and they've proved that in the opening half hour here, where they've got their chances and taken them. Whereas you'd say with Brentford have got into the better positions, but haven't really taken the opportunities that have come their way.
Here's Warburton. Oh, fires the ball through to Laurent there. Gets the next header through. And here's Josh Laurent's good ball out to Clayton. And this nearly over, just over the bar there from Josh Laurent. And as you would imagine, they look a little bit frustrated, some of them. Very much in this game 5 minutes ago, but those quick goals, I'm wondering if it's been taken away from a team, as you say, Ciaran, definitely knows how to win. Very tidy, very organised, Nottingham Forest.
And I say it's one of the key things about this, the under-18s, under-21s, is which the coaches always try to instill, is this idea of development and learning game management, etc. And this is Brentford have been taught a football lesson today about not taking chances and then coming up against the side in Nottingham Forest who've taken theirs.
Been impressed by this man on the right-hand side, Oliver Burke. Big winger, stays tight to the touchline, can run very, very direct. And here they are looking well in control. The ball's played over the top for the pace of McDonough. Mark Smith comes out, has to win it. He does.
Might be landing on us.
Yeah. Thank God there's a roof in the way. No, just missed us.
You look at the body language of some of the Brentford players out there, and you can see the frustration in them that they were very, very much in this game 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, it doesn't seem quite so much of a contest now, but the Carsley will probably be asking them to do the same as they have been. Don't need to change too much. Goals will come in the second half, but as a contest, this may well already be over. Here's Clark, gets his head down, charging down the right-hand side. Good ball into the box, and they've won another corner. Once again, it's come off the big man at the back, Joe Worrell.
But again, you can see there as well, let's say Josh, someone who's played a lot of football higher up the pitch. Again, he enjoys that one-on-one with the defender, and he showed a completely clean pair of heels to Thorne there and got a dangerous crossing.
Here comes the corner to the far post. A little bit of time there for McLeod. Not the best control. Calvert looking to win the ball back. Brentford do win the throw.
I think the thing to remember as well with Lewis is that even though he signed for us in January and hasn't played for us, he also missed the last month of his time at Rangers with an injury. So this is probably the first time I think it's the first time he's been on a pitch since about the very start of December. So you're looking at nearly 5 months he's been out, and see that he is a bit rusty, but every minute that he's out there is another minute nearer to his to full fitness.
And that will be the aim at the moment. But from what we've seen here, the first half, it is obviously there's going to be rapid improvements, but I don't think he's going to be on the team sheet for the Fulham game. And whether that was realistically a prospect, only he will know. Here is Burke on this right-hand side against Calvert. Was he taken to deck there? Looking for the foul, nothing given.
It'll be interesting to see what Lee's message to the team is at half-time, because having spoken to Lee, he will want them to try and get back into this game. He'll want them to go forward and look to get goals. And whether he'll want them to play progressive football, to get up the pitch, to put Nottingham Forest under pressure, and if that leaves holes at the back, then I think that's something that he'll be willing to take.
Throw comes in, could head out up towards the edge of the box. That could be number 4 there, but he just dragged his shot there, De Grant. Two minutes away from half time, and Lee Carsley will want his boys to regroup. Was a mistake at the back once again. Smith's going to be quick off his line to win the ball back. Here is Udamanga. He's a man who can change the game to Laurent, who's another man who can possibly get Brentford back in it. Warburton. Senior allows it to run across him. Good play by Senior. Running direct up towards the edge of the box. Then a poor pass. It's well kept in by Tom Field.
Again, that's just you just want him to be a bit tidier with that final ball and that final cross.
Senior into the box. Well, evades the defenders. Nearly came to Clayton at the far post. Good closing down by Josh Clark. Wins a throw for his side. Brentford looking to get one back before half-time. 3-0 to Nottingham Forest.
3-1 is a lot closer at half-time than 3-0 is.
Yeah. Brentford looking to win it back. Nottingham Forest, you know they can break quickly as well. Here's McDonough being helped out by James Thorne on that far side. He's been impressive as well in this first half. Brentford win a throw.
I think you're right there, Mark. The two, you probably argue that Forest's two best players have been the two out wide.
McDonough has a shot, not too far away. Drags it about 4 yards wide. They're going to be full of confidence now. Brentford go long. Looking to run down the centre. Good header away by Joe Worrell. McDonough. Warburton wins it in the midfield. Grady Milange will get there first. Will he play it back to Smith? Here is Smith on the ball again. And that is the half-time whistle. Brentford 0, Nottingham Forest 3. Early goal on the 5th minute, then 2 on 37 and 38. The last of them a penalty. Gives the team from the East Midlands the advantage, and a big one it is at half-time. We'll be back in 10 minutes. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the second half. A couple of changes for Brentford seem likely. It looks as if Rafa Calvert has gone off, and as expected, so has Lewis McLeod. So what's actually happening? Tom Fields cutting in to be a centre-back partner with Grady Melange, and on comes Ciaran Green. He's impressive as well in that left-back position. On comes James Ferry, who will sit straight into the midfield position, centre of Lewis McLeod. No changes for Nottingham Forest. I've got to say Nottingham Forest.
No,
Here it's Green. Senior linking up well with Green. That's good play. Senior running directly into the box, trying to get Brentford back in early in the start second half, and here could be that chance. Good save by the keeper. Straight down at the feet. Yeah, well done to Eftimov. Right down the feet of Odamanga.
Instantly, Ciaran Green involved there down the left with Courtney Senior.
Yeah, Brentford very close to getting one in the first 10 seconds of the second half. Lewis McLeod. What did we think of what we saw?
I think you can definitely see someone there who is still feeling his way back in after injury. I think after 5 or so months out, he's going to need a few games before you'd say he's back up at fitness to play more than sort of 15-20 minutes.
I cannot see him being in contention for the Fulham game from what we've seen here today. Maybe completely wrong, but here is Perry on the ball. He's just come on. It's Clark. Gets the ball back to Melange. They did really well in the first half, did Tom Field, who's having to move in as centre-back now, and he's put in a straight pass there, and Donovan will pick it up on the far side to Forest. The second half. Now here's Green. Now Green has all the games. Take the cursor, he's given away.
What I like a lot about Ciaran is he came from playing Conference South football at Chelmsford City straight into our under-21s, and it's his first year in academy. It took a few weeks or a couple of months to get to academy football, which is obviously very different from playing in the Blue Square Vanarama South every week for your 3 points. But as he's got more used to playing in the academy, he's just got better and better, and he always strikes you as someone who just loves playing football.
Warburton. Field and Warburton linking up well. Now on the far side is Ciaran Green. Charging down that left-hand side. 3 players to beat. Trying to roll his man in the box. Doesn't quite come off for him. And now comes the man who won that penalty. Oliver Burke charging down the far side for Forest. Brentford win it back. Warburton on the ball. Comfortable and assured, doesn't give the ball away too much.
No, very neat and tidy midfielder.
Melange, good run upfield. Ferry plays it to Bradley Clayton, who should have put Brentford ahead after 2 minutes, without doubt.
Yeah, it's one of those, he's got it on target, he's got the shot on target, but you still feel, even though it was a very good block by the defender, that you shouldn't have given the defender any chance to make the block.
Not from, which literally was 6 yards out. Notts Forest all but went up the other end and scored just a few minutes later. As much as they've looked an accomplished and strong team, and there's a good battle, Melange against McDonough, referee allowing that to play on. Brentford have had a lot of possession in the first half, didn't deserve to be 3 behind.
Again, it's just a lesson for the boys about taking chances when they get them.
All part of the learning curve in their careers. See Manny Oliki, who has been playing for the development squad, is now out on loan.
Now he's joined another development squad, boys, Lionel Stone out at Woking, and it's Woking are flying high in the conference, and I think they're only a point off the top 6, and you could off the top 5. So you make the playoffs in the conference, and I think that Manny will be a big help to them down at Woking, because He's a very good player, Manny, at that level at the moment.
Great pace on the far side. Ball comes into the box and just headed over there by Josh Lauren. Great speed down the left-hand side. Once again by Senior.
And it's very much a conscious decision of the academy staff here that the first year of the under-18 league in I think it was the 2012-2013 season, the boys, the under-21s came third. You know, people like Antonio German, Luke Norris played almost every game in the under-21s, but they decided after that season that for the boys' development it wasn't the right way to go, that they would rather lose every game in the under-21s by having their players out on loan or getting league experience. Then last year, the boys like obviously Manny spent a lot of time out on loan. Josh Clark was out on loan last year, and they've come back, and you can really see their benefit from those loan spells. And this year you've got people like Alfie Mawson spent the whole year in League Two, and he's head and shoulders a better player than he was when he went out for that experience.
Is Thorne on the ball again, trying to get on that right foot for a shot. Well blocked by Warburton. Had that run covered. That's a short pass in the box. Lovely dummy by McDonough. Matt Cash couldn't quite roll his man there. Nottingham Forest looking dangerous though. 50 minutes gone.
And you look at the McDonough and you look at the size of him, but he's actually a very good footballer at the same time. You see the size of him and think you type him as though he's going to be a big battering ram, but when the ball's at his feet, and you just saw with that dummy there, he's got a very good football brain on him. He's a good footballer with the ball at his feet as well.
Here's Burke in the centre. Gives it to Jack Blake, and not sure he was ever going to beat Mark Smith from there, Burke. Referee just saying you've got to carry on with the original ball there.
I think he just wanted to see how good Jezza Tunnell's pass was.
Yeah, he did, which I don't think he'll be playing for the development squad next week. Or in contention for the first team at Fulham, it has to be said, not with that pass. Subtle little nudge there by Clayton. Fair one on Jack Kelly. And now Brentford will win the throw on this right-hand side. Just telling Josh Clark to get back towards the halfway line. Clark looking for options. He's got Clayton on his right. Here comes Warburton looking for the ball. Nice touch back to Warburton. He's tried to spin that Lauren into the feet of Unamunga. Didn't quite come off. Here's Thorne. He's another strong footballer as well, Ciaran.
He does. He looks like a good athlete, and he's got plenty of pace, and he's a key part of the second goal.
Brentford charging forward. Green does enough there to get the ball out for a throw on the far side. You see the strength of the wind. The ball just went 20 yards forward and then hung up in the wind. Started coming backwards in the end. And the ball's played through. He's just offside here as he was going through Matt Cash.
I think Tom Field has stepped up just at the right second there, just to play him offside.
Here comes Grady Melange again up towards the halfway line. Seen a few of these runs today. He's dispossessed that time, but he's comfortable on the ball. There wins the throw back. Here's Tom Field back in that centre-back position. Be a good experience for him, Ciaran, this afternoon.
It will be. I think he's
what a good ball that is, out to the far side to Aaron Green there. Brentford can't capitalise. Great ball there by James Ferry, though, in the first instance. Here, coming forward is Tom Field. Finds Green.
I think Tom's played one game at centre-back for the... seems to think he's played one game at centre-back for the youth team before, but he is... even at left-back, he's good in the air for a left-back. He's good. The defensive side of his game is strong, so it will be a good test to see whether he can... how he handles playing inside.
It's Ferry again. A nice little shimmy, charging up towards the edge of the box, and nearly played in Unamunga. And now Forest can break with Burke. Look at that direct running again. Good challenge comes in though by Field, who You'd have to say on 53 minutes has probably been Brentford's man of the match.
I think he did very well in that situation there as well, because if Burke gets round him, he's in on goal again.
Promising player is Burke. Very, very direct. Ball over the top, holds up in the wind. Does it have enough for Mark Smith? Yes. He'll just roll that out to Grady Melange. Probably pick up the strength of the wind in the mics again. Here's Josh Lawrence, just showed a little bit too much of it there. Clark mopping up at the back. Brentford still playing nice football. Here comes Warburton. Tried to find Udamanga. And picked up by James Ferry. Good play by Ferry. Josh Lawrence plays the ball through the centre. You could see what he's trying to do. Play it into the path of Udamanga. Didn't quite come off.
James Ferry's been impressive in his opening 10 minutes in this half.
If you are joining us late, the news is that McLeod, who a lot of people come to see today, Lewis McLeod, came out a very quiet first half. You can just see that he needs game time now. Is Forest coming forward once again with Grant, who's been impressive, out to Burke on the far side. Burke chips into the far corner, just wide of the post.
By Mark Smith's reaction, that was very close to finding that top corner there.
Expected to see the net bulging there. It's Senior, good pace by Senior, lovely turn. Tried to bring him down, but the referee's done well. He's played a quick advantage, or he's played an advantage, and Brentford tried to take it quickly. It's just said that Ferry tried to take it a couple of yards further from where it should have been. Oh, Bradley Clayton got it caught up in his feet there, and that's disappointing. Looking very, very comfortable, Nottingham Forest at 3-0 up.
They have. They've really settled themselves in the second half and sort of blunted any attempts Brentford have had of a quick start. You thought if Brentford could get one early, then maybe they could build on from that, but Nottingham Forest haven't even given them a sniff in the first 10 minutes of getting back into the game. It's been a very professional first 10 minutes from Forest, just to dull everything down again and make sure there isn't a remarkable comeback.
56 minutes gone. Good header by Clark. Good strength by McDonough again. Brentford try and play it down the centre.
McDonough and Melange having a real battle today.
Yeah. But good strength at the back as well by Rieri Canadell for Nottingham Forest. Captain is Green. You can tell when these players have gone out to and played at a slightly higher level. You can see their confidence in playing in the game. And there's a big difference to have a youth player coming out to play in development football.
I mean, and you look at on the pitch at the moment, you've got currently the two centre backs, Tom and Grady, are both under 18s. You've got James Ferry in the midfields and under 18. Courtney out on the left and Bradley over here on the right are all under 18. So you've got four or five under 18s currently on the pitch. You've got another couple of under 18s on the bench as well. Josh Bowie's an under 16, so they really are pushing the boys through here.
Referee just having a word with Burke. Is he booking on the far side? I think he's booking just for kicking the ball away. So he's decided after all this, and we need a bit of discipline out there, and he does get a yellow card. You don't see too many cards given out in development squad games.
It's something that depending on who you speak to is either a good or a bad thing, because I know a fair few people involved in the would like to see more cards given out, so it is more realistic. If Burke was going to get booked for doing that in the first team, why shouldn't he get booked for doing that today?
I totally agree with that. Now here's Clayton. This is promising on his right-hand side. Has he won a corner? Yes, he has. Courtney Senior has been lively the last few minutes, playing himself more into the game now. Been frustrating in the first half. Everything he tried didn't really come off. Corner's going to be taken by Jermaine Udamaga. Up goes Grady Melange for it. Nowhere near it as McDonough brings the ball away. And there's a push in the back there on Joe Worrell.
It's just lent
Yes,
into him.
nothing subtle about that one.
I say Courtney Senior is one of those players who you won't see him for 15 or 20 minutes and he'll suddenly burst back into the game for 5 or so minutes and maybe have another quiet spell before coming back into the game again. It's just about when he's in his spells in the game that he gets that final product, gets that pass in.
I guess once this weekend's out the way, Ciaran, a lot of Brentford fans will just be regarding it as countdown to the Good Friday local derby against Fulham at the Cottage.
I think 6,000 Brentford fans making the journey there. It'll be one hell of an atmosphere at the game.
Well, it would be very nice if we could get 6 points over the Easter period. I know Nottingham Forest fans listening won't agree with that, but we need it as the ball's played into the box again, and there was a chance for Grant with the fourth. Didn't really capitalise, but good play once again by Nottingham Forest. They fire the ball in on the far side. Difficult for Brentford to deal with.
No, you'd say the next 3 first team games will not decide the season, but will go a long way to deciding what Brentford are fighting for at the end of the season. We're obviously Fulham away, Forest, then Nottingham Forest at home, and then Derby away.
Great play by Odamanga, then tried to find Josh Laurent. Final pass was a little bit short. But great skills on offer again now. Good play here by Green. Green kills the ball nicely, gets under control, makes its way back to Warburton.
Looks like Josh Bowie has been readied for action. Member of the under-16 squad.
Fergus picked that up quickly from Tom Field. Look at his pace going past him into the box here. This is dangerous. Great ball inside, and McDonough should have done better. Over the bar. The acceleration of Oliver Berg. Wow, quite something.
But that deserved to be a goal just for the work that Burke put in there, because he absolutely left Tom Field for dead.
And he's not a slouch, is he, Tom Field?
No, he's not.
Off goes the number 11 for Brentford, Bradley Clayton. Hasn't seen too much of it today, so it's Josh Bowie who comes on. That's spelled B-O-H-U-I. He's no Peter Gillam, that Sean Ridley, is he?
No, he isn't.
A few decibels too high, I think. Good play by Ferry in the centre again. Josh Laurent, nice ball to Odamanga. He can't quite take it in his stride, but it's headed out on the far side by Polymas for a corner. Good play by Brentford at times. They
are playing well, as I say. They're not making the most of their chances when they get them, or making the most of entries into the final third.
Well, they're going to have to play this well away from goal because the wind is very, very strong. And he does play that well out. That's too heavy. That's 20 yards past anybody. And it's just harmlessly out for a throw on this near side.
I think Lee Carsey's just giving him a look there of, I expect better.
Yeah. That's a bit of a late announcement there from Mr. Ridley with the substitution. Well, Brentford have won back a throw here. .62 minutes gone. Likely to be some substitutes from Nottingham Forest shortly. One or two of them warming up. Oh, nice skills. Here's Clark. Makes space to cross it into the box, but too near the goalkeeper. Need to pull it away. Brentford had. Odamanga well away, alone, isolated, just on the edge of the box, looking for the cross. Here's Burke. Burke back to his right back, Polamos, down that right-hand side.
I think that last 20 seconds of play probably sums up the entire game in terms of Brentford attacking. That they got into a good position, but then just that final ball just wasn't there.
Well, Brentford have scored at Dagenham Redbridge. Guess which one?
I've seen.
So you've seen. Well, at least you're honest. Yeah, Aaron Pierre with the goal. 64 minutes. Foul there in the centre. Warburton on McDonough. Take it quickly out to this near side to Thorne. This is promising. Nice little dink ball down the left-hand side, but good defending by Warburton, who read the run there of Jack Kelly and to shepherd the ball out of play well.
You get the sense with Jack Warburton is that there's an air of the Jonathan Douglas. He plays that sort of role. He's got that sort of reading of the game.
Yeah, he's always looking around himself, like Dougie, always looking to see where everybody else is on the pitch. Something you see very much done at a higher level by players like Fabregas, always knows what's around them. Even when they're not anywhere near the ball, they're still looking around the pitch to see where everyone is. Here's Clark. Up to Courtney Senior's got that great acceleration to get away from players. Now it's Josh Laurent. Lovely run through the centre, trying to find it back to Courtney Senior. That's happened far too many times. Now they're going to run directly here again. Here's Burke. Look at the pace of Burke. Graves a great ball through to McDonough. McDonough. Oh, is that a penalty? No, the referee was going to go for the. He was going to go and whistle. He put the whistle to his lips, and then he pulled it away and decided not to give the penalty.
I mean, I think Grady has definitely taken the ball there. Whether he's come through the back of McDonough
to get it, yeah.
But the referee put the whistle to his mouth as if he was going to give a penalty, and then thought better of it.
And that's what they rushed to remonstrate with him about. You were giving us a penalty there. If that was 0-0, I'm not so sure that would have he would have done the same actions. I think he would have possibly given that. Maybe the sympathy vote there. Wasn't as clear-cut as the other one, where Courtney Senior just ran across the back of Oliver Burke and clipped him quite clearly for the third goal just before half-time, which was easily put away by Jack Blake. 66 minutes gone. Brentford 0, Nottingham Forest 3.
I think the thing that Lee will be looking for in these last 20-25 minutes, especially with some of the younger guys, is how they keep doing what they've been, what they should be doing.
Pass. Now that's better from Brentford. Here is the substitute into the box. There's a good run there by Bowie, but good defending by Notts Forest at the back. Brentford win a corner. That was better. Lovely reverse pass there, straight into the path of Bowie. Udamanga goes over to take a corner, and Lee Carsley's giving him that. This has got to be better look. Wind not quite so strong all of a sudden, just dying down a little bit the last few minutes. Well, Courtney Senior peeled away, just wasn't the best of control. And now they'll look to break again, and Burke just wants the ball played into his feet, and he will run directly, but it's Thorne who's going to get his head down and go forward. McDonough is further back. Nice 1-2 with Blake, wins the ball again. Now they're overloaded on this left-hand side. Grant plays it to Burke. Burke just a bit of a heavy touch. Oh, lovely turn there. Oh, and he's just pulled to the ground there by Clark. You see, in professional football, that's a booking.
Yeah. I think
that's
Josh
a bit
Clark
of an inconsistency.
It's fair to say that Josh Clark had absolutely no idea what just happened to him there.
Great skills by Grant. He's been impressive today for Forest. Riera, Canadell and Joe Worrell go up for this one. Good header away by the Brentford substitute, James Ferry. Kelly goes long. Brad Milenge heads it away. Good header again by Ferry. Out towards Aaron Green with a little space. Out to Bowie on the wing, hugging the touchline, cuts inside, but just outwitted there by Nottingham Forest defence. They play their way out nicely here. Very organised football team. It's obviously doing a good job, Jimmy Gilligan, for them.
No, I say they look odds on to make the under 21s playoffs at the end of the season.
Three quarters of the way through the game now, and here's Ferry coming forward. No, lovely ball into the path of Udamunga. Now he can get a goal back here for Brentford, and he just couldn't quite keep his balance. Always struggling with that one. Couldn't quite keep control of the ball, and he's played it about 15 yards wide in the end.
It's a lovely little cut-back pass by Josh Lauren, and then once Jermaine's turned inside his defender there, you've really got to be hitting. You've got to at least be hitting the target or making the goalkeeper work. But again, it just shows sort of the story of the day for Brentford. They've been getting into those positions, but I think aside from the save that Evtimov just made from Josh Bowie, I can't remember him making too many saves apart from one in about the third minute.
It's Burke plays it through the centre, nearly found Thorne. Thorne's offside. He tries to lob the keeper. Mark Smith quickly gets it out to field. Brentford look to build again. Brentford have had a bit of a break this week, the first team players, I believe.
Yes, they were in training Monday and Tuesday, and over the international breaks, the manager likes to get them in on the Monday and Tuesday after the breaks and really work them hard. So almost 2 pre-season intensity sessions. Then they've had a few days off, and they're back in with the game on Friday. They're back in tomorrow for a full week's build-up to the game at Fulham.
With it being on a Friday, it's like I guess it's like a Monday morning, isn't it, tomorrow for the players? Here's Burke. Look at the pace of Burke again, but Aaron Green did really, really well. I think we're going to be hearing a lot of this Oliver Burke in the game.
I think
got incredible gears.
It'd be interesting. You look at Burke and compare them to say Courtney Senior for Brentford, and it's Burke's directness that makes him the threat. You look at Courtney Senior. He's got all the pace, but sometimes he doesn't quite take his man on in the same way that Burke does. And you can tell it if Burke gets given half a yard to go round a defender, he's gone, and you're not going to see him again.
Lovely ball by Josh Lauren, just a little bit too much, and a bit of a slice by Evtimov. They won't worry about that. 71st minute now. And Bowie is easily beaten. The ball's played for McDonough through the centre, and this could be a mix-up again. Did well in the end, Smith, and he's just clattered there by McDonough. Mark Smith won't want to see the second Nottingham Forest goal again.
No.
Just overplayed at the back. Gifted them the second. Here's Melange, goes long over the top. Easy to deal with for Riera Canadell. Is he dispossessed fairly? Yes, he is. Josh Lauren can play the cross here. Doesn't once again. It's just come off a defender and glanced away from the path of Udamunga. Hasn't quite been Brentford's day in front of goal. Warburton doing well, linking up with Field. Now here's Ferry. Now Ferry's been impressive since he's come on. Plays it out to Senior. Senior, a real danger man, taking on players outside the box. Thorne's come back to defend for Forest, doing a good job. Good skills from Senior once again. The Forest defence stays very, very strong.
You can see they've got nine players back basically in their box at the moment with Brentford on the attack.
Oh, it's a poor pass by Ferry that time. Tried to play it with his outside of the boot into the path of Clark, but got it too square on. And now we're going to see a substitution.
I think Ferry set that up for a fade and has hooked it.
Yeah, yes. A bit like I was doing too much on the golf day on Wednesday, but that's another story. Right, off comes James Thorne. You can tell Sean Ridley doesn't know who he is either until we see.
Until he turns around.
He turns around and shows us this number. It's a diminutive striker coming on this left-hand side, and we can now see that's Wilfred Nahor. The ball's nearly played through to Matt Cash there, didn't quite come back off. Ferry controlled that with his hand. A little bit too high from Smith. You have to say, Wilfred Gahor's, he's of the Leon Knight stature.
He is. It's quite stocky, yeah.
He's now managing a team, Leon Knight. See him on Twitter quite a lot. He's out into management. He's a brilliant footballer, but had a bit of a checkered history off the field. Ball into the box. Brentford managed to just about deal with that one.
Leon Knight's one of those footballers. If you mention his name to a Brentford fan, fan would probably tell you the 10 times he scored against us.
He always did, yeah. He always seemed to score against us. They have scored a fourth, but it's offside. Good finish by Grant, who's been very, very good for Forest this afternoon. Yes, it was the goals he scored for Swansea against us in that playoff game was a killer. After we'd drawn 1-1 down there, lost here on the Sunday 2-0. That was the end of a very tired season, though. Unfortunately, that one where we were losing players at the end, left, right and centre, including Lloyd Owusu. Senior didn't quite come off for him that time. Now it's the substitute Nahor on the ball for the first time. A great ball over the top. What a pass over to Grant. Grant looking to make this fall. Great ball inside and a terrific stop there by Tom Field. McDonough was ready to just tap that into the back of an empty net.
He's done brilliantly there to get the ball away from McDonough, but not get it away with so much pace that it would go in.
He just played it, he just got his foot on it nicely and allowed the keeper to come out, and it wasn't regarded as a pass back. Now, lovely turn by Bowie, this is good. Someone will be feeling that on the back of their thighs. And Forest are looking to break quickly, and they're looking to add to their tally here, Ciaran.
Yeah, they are. I think you can see that Brentford are still pushing forward, trying to get back into it, and it's just leaving more and more space for Forest to exploit on the counter-attack. There's a lovely turn from Josh Bowie, who's been involved with a couple of England under-16 training camps recently.
Oh, just offside there now. Smith back on the ball, out towards Tom Field. He's done well. He was excellent in the first half, and he's done well stepping into the centre-back position. Grady Malenge in the centre. And it's Clark. Clark's got speed if he's going to try and take on Ganaho, but once again it's unfortunate. It's just caught his feet. It's gone against the corner flag, and that can go either way. And unfortunately, it's gone behind for a goal kick. 77 minutes gone. No goals in the second half. And Nottingham Forest just 13 minutes away from a very deserved victory.
Yeah, I don't think you could argue that Forest will be deserved winners. You'd say on the balance of play they probably don't deserve to be 3-0 winners, but you just think that the way that they've created and taken the chances they have created, what really has been the difference between the two sides today.
So there's still a few tickets left for the Fulham game. Urging all Brentford fans to get down there that day, if they can.
It promises to be an unbelievable afternoon, unbelievable atmosphere, and I think if you're a Brentford fan and you haven't got your ticket yet, I'd rush to get it, because there aren't too many left.
There's a message from Ciaran and the media team. Yeah, there will be a great atmosphere, if nothing else. Hopefully the game will be fitting of the occasion between the two clubs. Of course, an amazing Friday night game here earlier in the season with Hotter's late goal, deflected it off Dan Byrne, who'd been the scourge of us in the past, scoring in the playoff
Brentford
final.
Fans many nightmares before.
Absolutely, and he was actually saying on the Fulham site a few days before how he'd always done well against Brentford. He won't be doing that again in a hurry. That was just asking for trouble, saying things like that. Another substitution going to be made. Off goes McDonough, who's worked very hard this afternoon.
It looks like Derek Otim, who was plays. I think he's one of their under 18 players, playing up this afternoon.
He's going straight back into the striker's position, about the same size as Wilfred Noor. Here he is on the ball, and you were right, it is Derek Otim. And here's the substitute doing well, he's gone to deck there. Well, quite right, well done referee, and he's going to give him a yellow card. Absolutely, as would have happened with the bigger boys.
Yeah,
he was looking for that one and he died.
Obvious fall to the floor there.
Well done referee. And players have got to learn things like that.
No, I know. Speaking to a few of the coaching staff, they're very keen that if it would be a foul in the first team, then and a yellow card, then it should be a yellow card in the under 18s, under 21s. Because you look, there's boys out here, and you can pick a couple from the Nottingham Forest side. You look at people like Udamaga and Josh Lowen for Brentford, who could well be in the first teams in a few weeks. And if they go and give away fouls that would be getting them booked or sent off in the first team, then they should be punished for that in this as well.
Ferry giving away the free kick. He's just been a bit frustrated the last 10 minutes. Everything he's been trying hasn't been coming off after a bright first half an hour to this second half. Free kick's going to be taken by Grant. Oh, he's clear there. Is that going to go in? No, good save by the keeper. I think he got it off his shoulder there, Riera Canadell, but it still did nearly enough to beat Mark Smith.
He's almost headed it so badly. He's
fooled him.
He's fooled him, yeah.
He's out now, Mr. Ridley. He's out of his box with his microphone, ready for the announcements at the end of the game, no doubt. And a corner here for Nottingham Forest. 81 minutes have been played here. The wind just getting up again now. Corner coming in on that far side.
It's a lovely delivery in for the free kick.
You can see the quality of theirs compared to ours in this game. A good ball back in the box again, and a flick back header there by Grant once again.
It's another good header, another good ball in there again.
I have to say that Grant has been very impressive for Forest today. We've seen the direct running of Oliver Burke. The industry up front of Jerry McDonough. And no doubt the fans listening this afternoon and watching with us for Nottingham Forest will be hoping a few of these guys will be breaking through into the first team in the not too distant future.
Well, you say with Nottingham Forest been just that little bit further away from the top six and a couple of other sides that, you know, if they have a couple of indifferent results and there's not much to play for the last 4 or 5 games of the season, there's nothing against Dougie Freeman throwing a few of these guys in to see how they do in the last few games of the season.
I think it's a very good point, and once it's mathematically not possible for them to get to the playoffs, you would think that might well be the case. Now, Brentford had only previously lost 2 out of their last 9, I understand, Ciaran, so it's been disappointing to lose. Back-to-back defeats, the 2 late goals at Ellen Road the other day.
Yeah.
After taking the lead, that looked a good game. Watch the highlights of that. There's some very good football on display.
There was. It was a very good occasion for the boys as well. Probably about 600 or 700 fans there. Typical Leeds fans, very partisan towards their own side. But it was the third game in a week for the boys. The majority of them had played almost every minute of that, and they just, you could see with like 10-15 minutes ago, they just started getting tighter and tighter, and then Leeds got the leveller, and you could almost see that the Leeds were going to somehow get a winner.
Both from set pieces. Now here's Bowie down the left-hand side. This is promising. Bowie, a few little step overs, didn't quite come off that time. There's nothing of him, is there?
No, but he's one that going forward, maybe in the slightly longer term, is one that I know a lot of the coaching staff in the academy got very, very high hopes for.
Here's Malenge up to Ferry, Warburton. Now Tom Field again on the left-hand side. Warburton again. Josh Laurent. A few skills, but it's dispossessed easily. Grant picks the ball up. They're looking to break quickly. Cash involved. Ultimately, the long ball over the top to the substitute, Derek Otim. Goes around Grady Malenge. Back to his right-hand side to Nahor. Brentford do win it back. Here's a nice ball down the far side by Josh Laurent, and Udamunga just can't quite get round Joe Worrell.
He's done well
a
there.
Rock at the back, Worrell.
He's done well there, Worrell, just to get a touch in and put it out for a throw, and otherwise Udamunga was in. But you definitely, if you matched up these two sides and looked at them player for player, you'd say that Nottingham Forest definitely have more players who are much closer to being first team players than you'd say we do.
Ball played back to Evtimov, the keeper. Grady Malenge got high there. Referee said that's fair. Now he's a substitute on this near side. Nahor linking up with Jack Blake. Nahor again plays the ball in the centre. A lot of space, but he couldn't find Cash. And now Bowie will come forward on that left-hand side. He's got 4 Forest players with him. Holds on to it well. Shows good strength that time. Ferry's dispossessed though. Notts Forest will look to run direct. He's got 5 men round him as Otim. So finds Nahor on this near side. Oh, strong pass back to him that he didn't really want. Fair challenge by Josh Clark.
He's looked quite lively, Nahor, since he's come on.
And the ball all the way back to Evtimov. Good work by Udamunga. Came back to nearly win that one. Brentford continuing to work hard late into the game. 86 minutes gone. The game is gone, but the Brentford spirit hasn't.
No, that's one thing you can never accuse this group of players of doing, is even regardless of the score, they'll still chase, they'll still close down, they'll still put everything in to try and get back into the game. I say no matter what the likely outcome.
It's easy for Clark to deal with at the back. It'd be nice if Brentford could get one at the end of the game, but they won't be doing it like that. So next development game, Ciaran?
I think there's only a couple left now this season. We've got a double-header still to play against, well, not double-header, we've got Charlton to play twice in 4 days in the middle of April. And those are the only 2 games left, home and away to the Addicts, who are another side who are up there looking for a top 2 spot and a playoff berth at the end of the season.
Well, Owe Leakey's team Woking are doing well. They've just retaken the lead at Chester. After a poor start to the season, having a very good run, Woking.
They are. I think it's Forest Green of the side just above them, so they could leapfrog those into the playoff places with a win today. And then with the conference season being much closer to being finished than the other leagues, I think there's only 4 or 5 games left for most sides after today.
Ball played over the stand there. It's good to see whenever a ball goes out the ground. Doesn't matter how many people are here. There'll always be a few who cheer.
There'll be an Olé. You'd say Nottingham Forest have done a very professional job in the last 15-20 minutes of just shutting out the game, making sure Brentford don't get up any head of steam, don't really have too many chances, and when they've had the ball, they've used it wisely and looked to go forward without overcommitting or ever looking like they were out of control going forward.
I think that's a good summary. That's a good ball over the top here to Courtney Senior. Can he get one back for Brentford at the end of the game? Back to Ferry. Ferry back to Senior again, who's offside. That is disappointing, looking right down the line, come back from an offside position. 89 minutes gone.
And even there, you're 3-0 up in the last minute, and they've still got their 8 men back in 2 solid lines inside the box to make sure they keep the clean sheet.
And good to see our captain Kevin O'Connor, player coach now, of course, out there on the touchline, getting more involved with the development squad, trying to help out Carsley. Now, that's a good header. Good play in the end by Worrell. Nearly took Bowie's head off, but he did have his back to him at the time, Worrell, so no way could he be penalised for that.
So they haven't been unduly tested, the Forest back line, but they've looked comfortable dealing with whatever Brentford have tried to throw at them.
Ball over the top. That is offside on Derek Otim. We're just about to reach the 90 minutes. We are indeed at 90 minutes now. Can't see much time to be added on.
No, I don't think the referee's going to be having his 30 seconds per substitution this afternoon.
It's Clark. That was never anywhere near finding Udamunga. Melange in a battle with Derek Otim. Otim finds the other substitute on this near side in the Haw. They've won themselves a throw just by the tunnel. Referee takes one look at his watch.
Seems an obvious thing to say, but that 2-minute spell just at the end of the first half killed this game as a context. If Brentford could have got in at one down, or maybe even 2 down, they might have been able to get something in it, but 3-0 down at half-time is always just a bit too much.
Melange tries to get it clear. Grant trying to win it back for Forest. It finds its way all the way back to Eftimov. Josh Clark in the centre trying to win it back off a very impressive Grant. Grant plays the ball over the top. Aaron Green charging back. Referee another look at his watch.
A few of the fans starting to make their way out now as well. Obviously not too much longer left in the second minute of injury time here.
Here's Warburton playing deep. Referee another look at his watch. Can't be long now. The ball's played out to his right hand side to Courtney Senior. Decides to take on his man, which is Kelly, down the right hand side here. Still with it, plays it back to Josh Clark. Last opportunity of the game here as the ball's played into the box. Headed away by Forest. Up goes Ferry. Ferry misses it. Gets it the second attempt. Here's Clark. Plays it out to Senior again on this far side. Pitch covered in sunshine all of a sudden. Ball comes out for a throw, going Brentford's way. Still a little bit of time left. Referee another look at his watch. He says that's enough. That is the final whistle, and it's finished. Brentford 0, Nottingham Forest 3. 3 early goals from Nottingham Forest in the first half. Worthy winners here today, but some good football on display once again.
Yes, I think the positives that Lee Kaiser will take from today will probably be the performance of some of the younger members of the squad. James Ferry when he was on the pitch, and Tom Field played at left back and centre back, and then also Grady Melange been able to introduce Josh Bowie, who's only 16 into the squad as well. But I don't think there's no way that Nottingham Forest didn't deserve to win this game today. As I say, I think 3-0 was maybe a tad flattering, but Brentford didn't do enough in the final, didn't create enough when they had the chance in the final third to put Forest under too much pressure.
And who particularly impressed you from Brentford today?
I thought Tom Field had a solid game at left back, and then stepping into centre back's obviously never easy. I thought James Ferry was good when he came on. Courtney Senior always gives you that outlet and that option. You think if you can just get that final ball sorted, you've got a real footballer on your hands there. Mark Smith made a couple of decent saves, but I think you match them up player for player, and I think Nottingham Forest were just better today.
Yeah, very impressive performances from the number 8 Grant, Oliver Burke, when he ran directly, he was impressive as well. At the back, very solid with Riera, Canadell and Joe Worrell dealing with everything. So we hope you enjoyed watching it this afternoon. A lot of people came on to watch Lewis McLeod. Looks a long, long way from full fitness.
I think that's the one thing that, that's one thing that the management will take from today, is that Lewis is 5 months out. He's not going to be able to come back straight away and be up to full fitness. But he looks like he needs games and minutes under his belt to really. He doesn't look confident in his body at the moment. I think that's maybe one of the biggest things coming back from injury is, you go into that first 50-50, you really sprint that first time and just making sure that in yourself you're confident, you're fit. And I think that's one of the things with Lewis. You could see he was almost trying to be a bit safe at times in the game, and you just want him to really almost forget about the injury and just play football how he wants to play football.
Yeah, I think one for next season from what we've seen just in the early stages, but it's going to take him some time to get back to full fitness, and the bench is looking very strong for Brentford these days. And of course we go into the game next week at Craven Cottage at Fulham, which you can hear here on Bees Player with myself and Dave Morley. Who's Dave Morley? He's the one we were rowing with each other when we scored the last winner, and he said he'd won it for us, and I said there's still another 5 minutes to go. It's going to be like that. There's going to be loads of fighting, but that's just between Big Dave and I. Don't worry about that. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed it today. The final score here at Griffin Park is Brentford 0, Nottingham Forest 3 from Ciaran, Brett and Mike Burridge. We wish you a good evening.